He has $400 billion. I'm telling you, he's not going to steal your money. Oh. I'm telling you, that's not what he's doing. What he's doing is he's a super genius that's been with, okay? And when you've been with by these nitwits that hide behind 3-letter agencies, and you're dealing with one of the smartest people alive, and he helps Donald Trump get into office, and he goes, I want to find out what kind of corruption is really around. Well, you up. You up and picked the wrong psychopath on the spectrum, because he's gonna hunt you down.
Joe Rogan, once celebrated as the everyman's commentator, has steadily shifted from his origins as a UFC announcer and comedian to a significant political influencer with a sprawling podcast empire. While Rogan has long branded himself as an independent thinker, increasingly, his platform has provided a home for authoritarian rhetoric, conspiracy theories, and guests who espouse far-right ideologies. His embrace of figures like Elon Musk and his rhetoric against democratic norms raise concerns about the role he plays in mainstreaming authoritarian tendencies in American discourse. Rogan's show, The Joe Rogan Experience, has evolved from a freewheeling conversation hub into a megaphone for anti-establishment grievances that often overlap with reactionary politics. By providing an uncritical stage for guests who challenge democratic institutions, he lends credibility to viewpoints that seek to undermine civil liberties and spread misinformation. He frequently dismisses critiques of authoritarian leaders, whether it be minimizing the dangers of election denialism or amplifying narratives that paint social justice movements as threats to freedom. One of the most striking elements of Rogan's trajectory is his deference to billionaire Elon Musk. Musk, who has been increasingly vocal in right-wing political spaces, enjoys fawning treatment on Rogan's platform. Their discussions often frame regulatory oversight and labor rights as oppressive constraints rather than essential safeguards. Musk's opposition to unionization and his conflicts with governmental agencies receive little pushback from Rogan, who often aligns with libertarian-leaning rhetoric that, in practice, benefits the powerful at the expense of the average citizen. Rogan's approach to free speech, a cornerstone of his public persona, also reveals inconsistencies. While he positions himself as an opponent of cancel culture and a champion of open discourse, his platform often skews toward amplifying voices that seek to suppress dissent. Whether it's tacit support for anti-trans policies, promoting guests who traffic in racial pseudoscience, or defending laws that curtail voting rights, his version of free speech often aligns with those who seek to consolidate power rather than distribute it equitably. His dismissal of media scrutiny and fact-checking further illustrates his drift toward authoritarian sympathies. Rogan frequently characterizes mainstream journalism as corrupt or compromised while embracing alternative media sources that lack credibility or promote conspiratorial thinking. This erosion of trust in vetted journalism feeds into broader trends of democratic backsliding, where truth becomes subjective and power is concentrated in the hands of a select few. While Rogan himself may reject the label of authoritarian, the cumulative effect of his influence is undeniable. By normalizing reactionary ideas, aligning with billionaires who have vested interests in dismantling regulations and stoking distrust in democratic institutions, he plays an active role in mainstreaming fascistic tendencies. His embrace of figures who undermine labor rights, push nationalist rhetoric, and challenge the integrity of elections raises the question, is Joe Rogan truly an independent thinker, or is he knowingly or unknowingly laying the groundwork for authoritarianism in America?